Welcome to Chapter 7, Video 3, Deny Devices VLAN Configuration. In this video, I'm going to show you how to deny a workstation from accessing to other workstation or the other VLAN. We can deny a single workstation, multiple workstation, or the entire VLAN from accessing to other VLAN. And these are the configurations right here. Now, one thing that we need to understand is the access list number, deny, the IP address, then the inverse subnet mask. This is the opposite subnet mask. Okay, that's what we call it, the inverse subnet mask. And we make the configuration in the router. So let's look at it for right now before we configure the denying process. Let's go to this workstation, or there's workstation 10, and make sure that it can ping the device in VLAN 10, which is the .101. Yes, it can ping, no problem. How about 100? Notice that we are in this workstation 10, VLAN 20, pinging the device in VLAN 10, and they're working fine. They can ping no problem. Well, what happens, see, we can ping this right here, which is also belong to VLAN 10, and that's 200. VLAN. Okay, here you go. So it's no problem. Now we are going to configure or deny this workstation 10 to ping or to access to any device in the VLAN 10. Okay, and we do that in the router. So let's begin. Alright, these are the command that we need to do right here, that we need to use. Okay, config T, the first statement, and the second statement or second command is access list. And the list number, I'm going to use list 1. You can use any number all the way through 99. Deny. And then the IP address. What is the IP address that we want to deny? The IP address that we want to deny is 192.168.20.210, which is right here. And the inverse subnet mask. The inverse subnet mask is simply 0000. So when you are trying to deny a single device, then the inverse subnet mask always to be 0000. Okay, we're done with that statement. The next statement is access list number, permit any. Okay, this right here, that's saying that we only want to deny this IP address. Everything else, we let it go through. That's what that meant. Alright, so done with the third command. Then fourth and the fifth command is this interface gig 0/1.10. We want to deny to access to that sub interface because that sub interface belongs to VLAN 10. Remember? And we want to deny when it's going out to this VLAN. Going out to this VLAN. That's the reason why we use the command IP access group list out. So IP access group list 1, again, can be any list group. Alright, and out. So that's all we need to do. Simply these 4 commands. Alright, so now let's prove it. Remember earlier we can ping, no problem. Well, let's see if we can ping it now. Alright, there you go. Destination unreachable. Earlier we can ping. Now what about 110? Same thing. Destination unreachable. How about 101? Same thing. So we successfully block this workstation 10 from accessing to the VLAN 10. Now, assuming that we don't want to only block this workstation, but we want to block the whole entire VLAN 20, how do we do that? Well, let's begin. Alright, now first of all, I want to take out all of the previous command first, so I'm going to show you what they are. Here you go, they are right here. IP access group 1 out, and also it's right here. Okay, so I want to take them out. So how do I do that? Well, I config T no access list. I simply put the word no in front of it and go through the whole thing over again. 1 deny. Okay, should be good enough. Okay, so that's done with that one. And now also no access list 1 permit. Done with this. Okay, and the next thing, interface gig 0/1.1 no IP access list or access group. Okay, that's so it is a need to be complete, so out. Okay, so that should delete all of the previous command. Show run. Here you go, it's no longer there, and it's no longer there. So let's prevent the whole VLAN 20 from getting to VLAN 10. How do we do that? Again, the same command, okay, that we have done right here. Alright, config T access list number deny. Now this time we want to deny the whole subnet of VLAN 20, and that subnet is 192.168.20.0. Remember, the whole VLAN, that means the whole subnet, and the inverse subnet mask of that, which is 0.0.0.255. Remember that the subnet mask of that subnet is 255.255.255.0. So the inverse subnet mask of that would be 0.0.0.255. Makes sense? All of the inverse subnet mask illustration is in your documentation. If you don't understand it, you need to refer to your subnet mask supplement documentation. Okay, alright, done with that one. And then the next thing I need to do is simply access list 1 permit any. Okay, alright, then we need to interface gig 0/1.10 IP access group number 1 and out, and that's all we need to do. Okay, so let's find out. Let's prove it. Well, now we should not be able to ping to any of the VLAN PC at all using any of the workstation in VLAN 20. Here you go, that doesn't work anymore. And how about 110? Okay, so notice that we are in this workstation 10 right here. Alright, so we cannot ping any of the others. Well, let's look at this workstation 24, also a PC in VLAN 20. Alright, we should not be able to ping other workstation at all. There you go, destination unreachable, destination unreachable. Okay, notice that we are in workstation 24 now. So we have successfully blocked all of the PC or the workstation in VLAN 10 accessing VLAN we successfully blocking all of the workstation in VLAN 20 to access to any device in VLAN 10. And that's what you how to configure or how to deny device or devices or the entire VLAN from access to VLAN or the VLAN. And a good example would be that this is a VLAN, student VLAN, and these are the server VLAN, and you don't want the student to access to any one of the server in the other VLAN, so that you block the entire VLAN. Okay? Alright.